Wordy. I'm a little wordy.
So, why did you tell us your CrossFit intro story? Why did you get into CrossFit? How did you find it?
Well, I'm the ex-collegiate athlete that woke up one day and I'm like, wow, I'm 30 and I weigh 310 pounds. You know, like, how did that happen? You know, like, I'm gonna go get a stack of pancakes and try to figure out how that happened. You know, and so so for me, and you and I have actually talked about this before. Like I had a gym membership. Like, you know, like I paid a gym every month, but I didn't. You know, I needed the structure. I needed something different. Mm-hmm. So I knew a little bit about CrossFit. I knew that it was high intensity. I knew it was like a group thing. I knew that there were weights involved. And, growing up, I was always a team sport athlete. You know, so I was, hockey, football, wrestling, baseball, all that thing. So I was used to doing the intensity stuff. I was used to having like that team or that group workout and camaraderie definitely. And I was no stranger to the inside of a weight room. So like actually, moving weight actually kind of was totally appealing to me. So like I said, that's kind of what I knew.
Where did you
about
see
CrossFit.
it? Like, did you see it on TV?
I saw someone on TV. You'll see it, online. You'll hear people talk about it and things like that.
Sure.
So, like I said, I didn't know exactly what it was, but that was the gist of it, or what I felt CrossFit was, and that was just appealing to me. Like I said, I was a gym member. I had a gym membership, but it's like 6 miles away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's so much cool stuff to eat and drink between here and the gym. So why don't I just do that? Gambit, when I wanted to do CrossFit, and then I found out there was one like 3 blocks from my house. I mean, that's perfect.
How has CrossFit changed you, like physically, mentally, emotionally? Like, what have you seen? How would you compare yourself now to when you started?
Depending on how the wind's blowing when I weigh in, I've lost somewhere between 65 and 70 pounds. I'm obviously significantly stronger than I was. Day one, I was that guy who couldn't do a push-up or couldn't do a pull-up and all these things. So, and all these things are routine now. So that's, and there's the change in my body. I mean, it's obvious. It's really easy to see. As far as like emotionally or mentally, people have made note that I feel it, that I'm just generally happier.
So would you consider CrossFit to be more dangerous than, what sport did you play in college?
Football.
Would you consider it to be more dangerous than playing and or training for football?
I would not. So long as you, like most things, if you know what you're doing, it's,
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all have friends outside the gym that we didn't meet in the gym and that don't come to the gym. Mm-hmm. What are your conversations like with those friends?
You never want to be CrossFit guy. Everybody who does CrossFit, all we want to talk about is CrossFit. So you try not to be that guy. But it seems to me that my friends come to me with what they do all the time. My buddies will walk up to me and be like, "Oh, I ran a mile today." "Oh, you done? Oh yeah, no, good for you." No, I'm excited, and you want to be positive in all aspects of fitness. But when my friends ask me literally what CrossFit is about, I tell them essentially what I do. And if you know me, you've heard me say this. Essentially, what I do for an hour a day is hang out with my friends and pick up heavy things.
Yeah.
And that's and then the next thing out of their mouth is always, "Oh, I've always wanted to try it." And the next thing out of my mouth is, "I'm going tomorrow at 6 if you want to come." So that's essentially how my conversations go with those folks.
And you haven't convinced any of them to show up?
It's funny. My friends are, I believe, what's the term? Excuse factories. Is that?
Yeah.
They're always busy when I want to bring them to their first free class.
So with that, this isn't one of my questions, but since you mentioned it, what do you think prevents those people from joining CrossFit? Or sub question, do you think, like we always say, anyone can do CrossFit, like, anyone and everyone can do it. There's guys with one arm that do CrossFit, mm-hmm. and then there's guys with broken bones and wrists that still do it. So is there a reason is there something we're not doing to get those people in, or are there people that just aren't cut out for it?
There's CrossFit's definitely not for everybody. But with I think some people can be a little scared of it because they might not necessarily know exactly what it is. They just know that there's a lot of hard work involved, and that will immediately turn a bunch of people off. As far as I always say, they're warm blankets in life. I don't want to do CrossFit because people get injured. That's the warm blanket you put over yourself as to why you're not getting off the couch or why you're not going as hard in the gym when you do it. I'm a woman and I don't want to get bulky. There's my warm blanket of my excuse. So I think that some people may not necessarily understand exactly what it is, and that kind of scares them away.
So what was your number one goal walking in the door?
Not to die. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to be better. I was always, like I said, growing up, I was always this athlete, and then I just wasn't. So I wanted to get back to what that guy is. And nowadays, now my goals are I want to get stronger so I can do better in a competition on the 25th. I no longer calculate my success based on a scale. It's how much weight can I move, how fast can I do it, how many pull-ups can I do in a row.
Yeah. CrossFit gyms are all around the world and around the country are known for having competitive environments, specifically Gambit within St. Louis.
Sure.
From what I understand, we have a reputation for being a competitive gym, and that can scare some people away. What's your interpretation of our community or our environment?
One of my favorite quotes is a gentleman by the name of Redman. He's one of my favorite rappers, and he says, if you're gonna be a monkey, be a gorilla. So if you're gonna be the best, if you're gonna do something, be the best at it. And to be in an environment that breeds that, I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, with that said, especially in this gym, I know folks that can move obscene amount of weights and do just literally amazing things. And I also know folks that are going to come in here 3 days a week. They're going to get their workout and they're going to work as hard as they can, and they're more your average everyday person, your everyday athlete. So I would say we have both, but I don't understand why someone would want to be in an environment that doesn't push you to be the very best.
Cool. Okay, so last question. What is your favorite movement and/or workout?
If you worked out with me for longer than 10 minutes, you know that I'm more of a move heavy stuff guy as opposed to body weight. So I would definitely say snatch, power clean, deadlift, which would lead me to be, I guess, a Grace, Isabel, DT type of guy. So
cool.
Those are my favorites.
Right on. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Make sure my posture is good, so I want to go to that gym, but that guy's posture is awful.